We are spending the entire day today trying out some new recipes for you, and when I say we, I have a special guest today. This is my husband Sheldon. Y'all have seen him in a couple of videos before. He doesn't really get in the kitchen much. I do most of the cooking. He's giving me the devil eyes. I do most of the cooking, but we are trying some brand new recipes for you. Right now we are doing some, what are they called? Hamburger?
Most of the teaching.
Most of the teaching?
You ask questions a lot.
I do ask questions a lot because I like to learn. Okay, so right now we are preparing some hamburger, what are they, balls? Hamburger balls?
Cheeseburger, bacon wrapped cheeseburger balls, whatever you want to call them.
Balls. So for our hamburger balls, here is all the ingredients that you will need.
It's also something new. It's called Cajun Two-Step by Stale Cracker. That's money, dude. That's what that dude says. So, yeah, we're gonna try it. We'll see how it goes.
So the original recipe does call for breadcrumbs, but since we are doing keto, we are actually using pork rinds. So we just use the microwavable bag, and then you're gonna measure out 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs or pork rinds, whatever you're choosing to use. Once we have that measured out, we just have 1 pound of hamburger meat into a bowl, and then we just sprinkled in 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and of course we had to have our little come in and crack the eggs because that is officially her job now. So just add in 2 eggs to this and then mix it all together. We are gonna go in with that Cajun seasoning. Now my husband didn't measure this out. He had actually made some before without that Cajun seasoning, and it really did not have a whole lot of flavor. So he went in with some Cajun seasoning. I think he also said with garlic powder, onion powder, and of course he forgot to record all of this, so this is what I get for leaving him alone in the kitchen. But just kind of season this however you would like. We did add some like Worcestershire sauce, kind of making it into more like a hamburger seasoning. So however you would make your hamburger patties, that's how we seasoned it up. For the cheese, we are using just cheddar cheese, and then we are just cutting these into little squares, and that's how much cheese that we figured would work perfectly in these. So with your 1 pound of hamburger meat, you're just gonna put 1 little block of cheese, roll this up into a ball, and kind of pack it in there. With 1 piece of bacon, you're just gonna wrap it all the way around. We did use thick cut bacon for this, and I don't feel like that was the best option. So if we make these again, I'll definitely get a different type of bacon. But just kind of pack this together. Once you have your bacon fully wrapped, we're gonna add in 2 toothpicks. That way it stays stationary in the air fryer. I would definitely say to preheat your Ninja at 400 because the first ones that we tried out, they did not work out as well for the right amount of time because it wasn't preheated. But at this point, it is the next day, so we took these over to my sister's house for Super Bowl, and we cooked them at 400 for 6 minutes on one side. Once that is done, flip everything over. So add these back in for an additional 6 minutes. But this cheese got super melty. It had so much flavor. This is definitely a great party snack or even like an appetizer. It turned out really good. Now I have made this breakfast sausage cream cheese dip before. You actually need 2 packages of cream cheese. I forgot about that. But 2 packages of cream cheese to 1 hot breakfast sausage. So you don't have to cut up your cream cheese. I just figured it would be a little bit easier to cook. And last time I made this, I made it with a hot rotel. But since we are doing keto, I wanted to make it a little less carby. But I'm gonna go ahead and cook my 1 pound of breakfast sausage, drain that out, and then add in my 2 blocks of cream cheese, and then 3 tablespoons of jalapenos. Dip this with some chips or some pork rinds. It is so good. Tonight I am craving some buffalo chicken tenders, so we are gonna make it keto. I have all of my seasonings already mixed out, and I'll list them down below whenever we mix that in. I'm using sour cream instead of mayo so I can get it out of my fridge. And then for our base, I'm using these microwavable pork rinds. If you've never tried these out, they are so good, and they are only 1 net carb. To begin, we are just going to pat dry our chicken breast. There is actually a lot in here. I did not think there was gonna be this many, but I am gonna go ahead and cook up, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cook up all of them. We'll see. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 at a time. We're just gonna pat them dry, that way that the seasoning will stick on them. And I have seen mixed things of like you're supposed to wash your chicken, you're not supposed to wash your chicken. So I am not 100% sure. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I am not gonna go ahead and do it this time. So just know I'm aware of both opinions of it. Okay, let's place our chicken into a bowl and set this to the side. And then I'm going to pat dry the remaining chicken. Now that our pork rinds are done cooking, we are just going to slightly open it. I did burn the first bag, so this is the second bag. And then we are just going to crush these up as much as we can. We just really want like a fine powder. For our seasonings, I have 1.5 teaspoons of paprika, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, a 4 teaspoon of black pepper. I did a teaspoon of the Cajun Step, the all-purpose seasoning, and then 1 teaspoon of parsley. So to our seasonings, add in our pork rinds, and then we're gonna mix this together so that everything is fully seasoned. So to our 1/4 cup of sour cream, we're gonna add in a tablespoon of Frank's Red Hot Sauce. This is in the Buffalo. And then because I promised a little toddler that she could crack the eggs again, let me go and grab her. Yes, Bear. Okay, can you crack it in this cup? Okay, that sounds good. Let me see. Okay.
Not the egg?
Yes, ma'am. Can you crack it in there? Okay, sounds good. Let me see. Awesome.
Where's the phone?
Yeah, I
Where's the
got.
phone?
Yes, I got some on my thumb. Let me wipe it off. Stir it together. Okay, so let's add our 2 eggs into our sour cream and buffalo sauce. And mix this together. And right now I have my oven preheated at 425. That way it is ready to go when our chicken is all breaded. Okay, so to a baking dish, I have some parchment paper. I'm just gonna set that to the side. And then let's go ahead and start dipping our chicken. So we're gonna go wet mixture and then breadcrumbs and then tray. So let me do this way. Now I am gonna let it drip dry because I don't want as much of that egg mixture on there. All right, and let's place it into our pork rinds. Make sure it's fully covered. And then place that onto our parchment paper. And then you're just gonna continue the process until everything is fully coated. I might have to get some more pork rinds. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. I got a little chip thief over here. She's trying to take the rest of the pork rinds. I got set over to the side. They're not too spicy? Not spicy? Okay. I swear my child takes after me because she loves spicy food, but I think that's what I get for eating lime hot Cheetos with mustard the entire time I was pregnant with her. Okay, don't eat all of them, please. Thank you. That 1 bag of pork rinds got me 9 chicken tenders. There at the end, they did start to clump up a little bit, so these aren't as pretty as the first ones, but that is totally fine. And then since I had such a big thing of chicken, I do have a couple pieces left over, which is fine. I'll just put those in a bag and then I can use these for another recipe. For our buffalo sauce, you can either just dip your chicken in it or you can actually toss your chicken. I am going to have a couple on the side that aren't tossed because my daughter's gonna eat those. I don't know if this is gonna be too spicy for her. So I have 2 tablespoons of butter we're gonna melt down and then 3 tablespoons of the Frank's hot sauce. So I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So I just went in with a little bit of some garlic powder. And then this is that Cajun Step that I used for the chicken. I maybe did like a 1/4 teaspoon of both of these. That chicken is nice and tender. I had it at 425 for 15 minutes. It is a little bit mushy on those pork rinds, but that is fine. I'm actually going to wrap mine up in some Carb Smart tortillas and then just top it with a little bit of mozzarella cheese. That is jam-packed of flavor. I may have needed a little bit longer on the chicken just to crunch up those pork rinds a little bit more, but the chicken is fully cooked. It is so good. I wish I had some ranch to make it a little bit over the top, but this is definitely a really good go-to buffalo chicken recipe. This is my leftovers from that buffalo chicken the next day. I actually just put it in the air fryer at 375 for 6 minutes. It is definitely a lot crispier than doing it in the oven, so I might try this recipe again, but in the air fryer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of just kind of laid back, testing out some new recipes. Hope you got some inspiration. If you need some more dinner recipes, check out this video I have on the screen for you, and I will catch you guys there.